The local job market is facing a talent exodus, according to data analysis company. One of the biggest reasons, Altron Karabina, is pandemic burnout. Remote working has left many employees feeling disconnected and unappreciated, and businesses are struggling to keep company cultures and values alive. Durkin is the head human capital for Altron Karabina. She joins me now live via Zoom, and she is in Woodmead. Thank you very much for your time. Just tell us, first of all, this phenomenon that you talk about. Explain it to us.
In terms of the talent tsunami or the great resignation, what we're seeing globally is that we're in the midst of a great resignation. Talents are exercising options to leave their companies for various reasons. We've identified 4 reasons, one of them being pandemic burnout, which is obviously very closely associated to COVID.
And so now what do companies do then? I mean, companies, I think, have tried to opt for people to work from home, but at the same time, people are complaining that because you're working from home, companies expect you to work even longer hours because there's less time on the road.
Yeah, very, very much so. I mean, all of us were thrust. I mean, it really was a global phenomenon early last year where we were thrust into remote working literally overnight. So employees had to change the way they lived and the way they worked. Instead of that work-life balance, it became a work-life blend, which was actually quite traumatic for many. You know, you had parents trying to work while trying to homeschool children. And, you know, the stresses around that were incredible. We've been through multiple lockdown scenarios. There's obviously been deaths and severe illnesses in families, and the psychological impact on employees cannot be underestimated. You know that the physical impact of COVID has been well documented over the last 18 months. I think we're going to see, and what we're seeing right now is a severe psychological impact on human beings. And obviously in our case, we're most concerned with employees and their extended families.
So how dire is the situation then, Emma, and which industries are most affected?
You know, I can talk from the place of the tech industry. You know, we're Altron Karabina, we're a Microsoft partner. So we're very much in the consulting area. We're feeling it a lot there. In terms of our people approach, we've increased our high-touch people approach. We do regular pulse surveys. In the most recent one we were quite alarmed to see that over 80% of respondents reported discouraging mental health episodes in terms of increased anxiety, depression, feelings of isolation, feelings of being out of control. And what we see there is, like it's one of the reasons for the great resignation, is in these times of you know, unprecedented times, people have felt out of control with their lives, and they're really exercising the right to gain a little bit of control. And when you look at people, if you look at your life, the one easy thing to change relatively quickly is your job. So people are making, in some cases, emotional decisions to leave their jobs, either to make a complete career change because they've re-looked at their lives during COVID, or to move on to greener pastures for financial reasons in a lot of cases.
So then where do people go? I mean, we have lived, for instance, especially in South Africa and in the African continent, where you'll take whatever you've got because the unemployment rate is so bad. So if people are leaving their jobs even after, you know, being able to hold on to employment, where are they going?
You know, we find in a lot of cases, you know, it's not a new phenomenon, but it was put on hold in 2021, largely due to the closure of international borders. Immigration is hitting the tech industry very, very hard. That's brain drain, which we've heard about, we've talked about, and we've felt for decades, is really on the rise. Essentially, what we're feeling at the moment, and particularly at Altron Karabina, what we're feeling is 18 months, essentially, worth of departures due to immigration in a matter of months. You know, as the economies pick up internationally, recruitment picks up, people are being a little bit more buoyant and more positive, and they're targeting South African skills. Look, I mean, South Africa has world-class technical skills at a relatively affordable price because of the exchange rate. You know, we're finding especially European-based companies targeting South African skills, either asking for relocation or in a lot of cases giving them, taking advantage of that gig economy, the remote working. For tech projects, you can literally be anywhere in the world and deliver technical projects. They're taking advantage of that and even offering contracts where the person stays in South Africa but delivers on their international projects globally. The win-win situation is obviously the employee earns a much stronger currency. And for the European-based company, affordable skills, world-class skills, same time zone, and English is one of our official languages. So we are a very attractive talent pool at the moment for global competitors.
All right, Emma Durkin, let me thank you very much for your time here on eNCA. She is the head of human capital for Altron Karabina.